Welcome back to the show. Well, 24 hours after Australia was sensationally snubbed, the White House has this morning confirmed Donald Trump will meet with Anthony Albanese in October to discuss. We're joined by independent MP Sophie Scamps, and we're waiting for Nationals Senator M.Canavan to pop up on the satellite with his collar popped any moment now. Sophie, to you first up. It's a miracle.
Is it a meeting, finally? No, good to hear. Good to hear that there's a meeting. I'm sure they've got a lot to discuss. And also goes to show you don't need to agree on everything to get a meeting with the President.
There was so much pressure around this for Albo that he did need to deliver, and possibly indicates that he's not going to have any kind of influential meeting tonight in the US. It all matters at the end of the day, no matter what Labor was saying yesterday in terms of, well, this is a good thing. It does matter.
Yeah, I think a face-to-face meeting is always important because you build that rapport, you build that friendship or whatever. So I think it is going to be an important meeting just for that regard, as well as they have many things to discuss, I'm sure. Many things coming up, of course, in the meeting that is going on at the moment.
There's a lot. Matt, Kevin Rudd keeps his job now?
Well, I suppose we'll see what happens. I mean, this has been the longest courtship in history. It's certainly been the most painful one. I mean, I don't understand why it's taken this long. I don't blame Kevin, though. I mean, clearly the Prime Minister has been avoiding this first date. The President's met with the leaders of Guinea, of Senegal, of Liberia. I'm sure he would have found time to meet the Australian Prime Minister, but the PM's been playing hard to get.
All right, Matty, Trump's speech at the UN, it was a 56-minute up yours. We're going to hell over immigration and rewarding Hamas. At least there is some breathing space between what we've done in terms of recognising Palestine and that meeting now.
Look, I suppose that's some small mercy. Again, though, it seems very strange that the Prime Minister's not confronting and dealing with this issue with our biggest ally up front. We're clearly isolated from the United States now around the Middle East, and even more so on the ridiculous climate change targets that Anthony Albanese set last week. I mean, it's very, very clear, obviously, that the US is not on board here. So why would we be imposing these massive handicaps on the Australian economy, which is not going to do anything to help the environment? It's just going to cost jobs.
Just on recognising Palestine, Sophie, I'm still not sure, despite obviously the symbolic nature of all this, how people in Palestine are going to be benefiting from that announcement at this point.
Well, we've got to look at what the status quo, where it's got us to. And, you know, for decades, there's been no movement on the two-state solution. It is something that Australia has signed up for right from the start. So we need to move on. There is a hellish situation happening there for both Israeli people and for the Palestinian people, and we need to be able to move on. They need to be able to be hopeful for peace in the future, and I think that the world has an important role to play in making sure that happens.
No guarantees of any of that right now, unfortunately. Still on Trumpy, the human headline American version, Maddie. Did your wife take paracetamol during pregnancy?
You know, I have no idea. It's a long time ago. It wasn't one of the things I can remember not taking. There's so many other things you were told not to do. You can't have I remember we couldn't have caramel sundaes at Macca's. You know, you couldn't eat soft cheese. So, I mean, I suppose if you're not going to do those sort of things, probably taking drugs like paracetamol may be something you should try to avoid. I don't know, but I think it is very important to try and get to the bottom of this autism epidemic that's occurring right across the world. Yeah,
Sophie, you're a doctor. I'm sure you had some anxiety from some of your voters expressing to you. What's your thought process on it at this point?
Look, we've got to be clear. The Therapeutic Goods Association, along with many other regulators around the world, have rejected this really clearly, as have clinicians and scientists. And I think it's really important that we keep politics out of our health and our medicine. It's really clear. We've got Australia's creating our own Centre for Disease Control. One thing that I'm fighting for is to make sure that that Director General is independently appointed so that they aren't sort of, they can't be puppeted by the Prime Minister or others. That's really important.
I think there is some scepticism. People say trust the science, you know, and all of that. But out of COVID, I think there is some scepticism from people in terms of their trust levels.
Look, I think...
Well, they were making it up. Brett Sutton said yesterday they were making it up.
Sorry, what were they making up, COVID?
Well, he did. He said that. He said that a lot of the orders were just made up.
Yeah, COVID was made up. I think that's a
Well,
pretty
he said that,
outlandish
not me.
statement. Look, I think it's really important, this is what I mean, to keep politics out of health. One of the most fundamental things that we learn in medicine is that when you have opinion in medicine, we get it wrong. We get it wrong because we are emotional beings, and so you have to rely on the science. And so there's been multiple studies, and you look at all the studies when you put it together, and that's how we know that we're doing the right thing and we're not doing harm.
All right, I need to bring peace on this earth right now. After all was said and done at the UN, Emmanuel Macron found himself stranded on the streets of New York.
How are you? Guess what? I'm waiting in the street because everything is frozen for you.
Yeah, a little hotline to the President. Maddie, I wanted to ask you this morning, if you're on a big night out in Canberra, who do you call to get yourself out of trouble? Barnaby Joyce?
Well, we've got this thing called a Comcar, Carl. It sort of gets you out of any sticky situation down there. But not that I've been in that problem before. But anyway.
All right. So,
I'm glad the President's okay.
You're on your own here. Who do you get?
I'd say that Barnaby Joyce would be out with Matt if they'd probably be together. Oh, who would I call? Look, I'm one. If I get the opportunity to go to bed early, I do. I love it.
Yeah.
You don't get
You're
the opportunity.
not alone
often.
on that one.
Yeah.
Good on yourself. Thank you, Maddie. Appreciate it. Says.
Thanks, guys. You're 7